Hello Hearts Tribe. Here is part 2 of the Volleyball Campers series. You requested Drunk Smart Kaya and you shall receive it. And I'm going to apologize now for the cliffhanger at the end lol. So prepare for a part 3. If you're new here and haven't seen part 1, I highly suggest you do. Thank you all for clicking on this video and please like and subscribe for more. With that being said, enjoy the video lovelies. At the camping site, Shoyu Senpai Nishinoya drops his bags at the cabin door and makes a beeline for Hinata, jumping onto his shoulders to lift himself into the air. Hinata giggles and spins them around in circles. Guys, please. Asahi frets at the door, holding his arms out in preparation to catch Nishinoya if he falls. Sugawara and Daichi enter the room. Sugawara laughing whilst Daichi scowls at the unfolding fiasco. If you hurt yourselves, I'm not calling an ambulance. Hello Sayamura. Kita comes through the door wearing a mask. Majority of the group he came with coming up behind him. Kita, hey. Kuru is out back setting up the tent with Bakuto. We can go and have that meeting now if you'd like. Kita pulls off his mask, showing him a soft smile. Alright. Before he can leave to gather all the captains from his group, Oikawa barrels down the stairs with liquor bottles in both hands. It's my birthday and I demand we have this meeting intoxicated. I suggest you just do it. He's been complaining non-stop. Iwaizumi leans against the bottom of the stairs and ruffles his hair. Oikawa beams at his boyfriend before turning glittering eyes to Kita. Somehow he's become the captain of the captains in these past few years. Oh hell yeah. Hiroshima shoots through the front door and straight out the back, barely taking enough time to drop his bags. Alright. Oikawa whoops and sprints out the back doors, Daichi following reluctantly after placing a kiss on Suga's cheek. Pray for us. No red heart. With the captains. Cheers. Oikawa holds up his silicone cup, demanding everyone take a sip before starting the meeting. Daichi and Kita exchange exasperated glances. It was too late to change the tides now. Clearly Oikawa was running the show. Cheers. 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 They're sitting in a circle inside the massive tent that will act as their meeting grounds. Plus it was large enough to fit the entire team. The backyard of the cabin also led to the beach, where the rest of the members were currently laying out blankets and baskets of snacks on the sand. Oikawa and Futakachi bumped cups, plastering sloppy grins on their faces. Daichi sighs for the umpteenth time that day. Not these two in the same place with alcohol. What were we thinking? Kita laughs, bumping his cup against Daichi's and taking a sip. I think those two are the bigger worries. Bakuto and Kuru immediately begin singing at the top of their lungs, interlocking arms and jostling Ashijima and Daisho who sat on either side of them. They're drunk already? Ashijima takes a large swig from his cup. It was his second. He could surprisingly hold his alcohol even though he didn't drink much. Kuru is a shit drinker. Wouldn't be surprised if Bakuto was too. They're like idiot soulmates or something. Hiroshima bursts into laughter. He leans heavily on Ashijima's shoulder to peer behind the singing duo and right into Daisho's eyes. Jealous? And why would I be? Hiroshima points to the duo who were now spinning in circles in the middle of the tent, Oikawa and Futakachi clapping and goading them on. Bokun is stealing your beloved bestie. Beloved Kita clears his throat as he stands, shooing the duo back to seated positions. They grumble, but inevitably sit back down. Ah. Oi. I was enjoying that. Hi. Oikawa grumbles and pours himself another cup, passing the bottle to Futakachi who happily follows suit. But you all must be wondering why I gathered you here. Yes. To drink. Here. Yeah. No. PFFT. Futakachi presses his hand to his mouth, desperately attempting to hold in his giggles. He may be a little tipsy, but he still sips more of his drink, passing the bottle to Hiroshima so he can refill his own cup. Well, it's actually about Oikawa. Oya? Oya? They all look at Oikawa with multiple expressions ranging anywhere between confusion and excitement. Me? Yes, you. Why, what did I do? Kawa, what did you do? Nothing. Yet. Oikawa hisses at Daisho. He hisses back. Daichi gives them an alarmed look. Ushi takes another sip. It's his birthday today. Yes, we are aware. Oh, we're gonna sing happy birthday? I would love that. Oikawa squeals and sloshes his drink all over his shorts. Kuru bursts into laughter, almost falling over in Ashijima's lap. Ashijima pats him on the head, bringing his cup back to his mouth. Even better than that. I'm not following. Bakuto and Futakachi nod vigorously in agreement. I was going to have a different idea in mind for us captains to celebrate Oikawa's special day. But since he brought alcohol. Yeah? Since he brought alcohol what? Kita smiles widely. It sends shivers down most of their spines. Ashijima takes another big swig of liquor, an expressionless look on his face, still patting Kuru's head while he giggles incessantly. Since he brought alcohol, we're going to get him drunk. By the beach. I demand we have a libero meeting. Why? Nishinoya pouts, pumping his fists at his side in a crouched stance. Because they're having a captain's meeting. We can't be left behind. Hell yeah. And let's have an ace meeting too. Great idea, bro. Oh yeah, let's do that. I'm already there. Most of them are seated on the many blankets laid out around the food, old teammates naturally gravitating together in small groups. Except Sakusa, who is at least 50 feet away under an umbrella. Atsumu Osamu and Suna forcing themselves inside his protective bubble. Kenma is leaning against Hinata's back, mumbling to himself whenever he's jostled while playing his game. And talk about what? Asahi is seated next to the loud player's blanket, accompanied by Aran, Aone and Kyugiri. The quiet ones still deigning to stick together even now. Nishinoya, defying the status quo, latches onto Asahi's back and wraps his legs around his waist. Anything. Komori comes to sit down next to Kaganagawa on the blanket beside Nikomas, pocketing the lysol Sakusa was attempting to spray on the food. The setter nods at him and continues to stuff his face with the rice balls from the basket in the middle. Tsukishima and Yamaguchi are sitting behind them, sharing headphones and bobbing their heads. I wouldn't mind it. I don't know if we should leave other people out. Shibayama glances over to the quiet group. His eyes lingered there for a second longer before looking away, making eye contact with a smirking Yaku. Oh? Shuga, Akashi, and Kajiyama walk over before he has the chance to make a comment about the blatant blushing on Shibayama's face. What's up? Nishinoya is jealous of the captains and wants to have a libero meeting. Oi. I'm not jealous. Yeah, it's a good idea. Ha, you just want to do that ace meeting. Don't you? Goshiki sputters, shoving Tendo off of the blanket filled with the other Shiratorizawa players and into Kaganagawa, who catches him with a guffaw. I mean, I wouldn't be against it. Hell yeah, I'm down for an ace meeting. Well, let's do a setter meeting too. Oh my Asahi. Kenma groans and leans away from Hinata when he and Hashiumi begin to yell at each other in agreement. What's up with having all these meetings? Yahaba looks up from Kayotani's phone, the owner of it in the middle of an arm wrestling match with Iwaizumi as Maki and Matsun cheer them on. Why not? Yeah, let's do it. Before they can break into their silly groups, they hear laughter and shouts coming from the direction of the tent. The first people they see are Bakuto and Kuru, the boys sprinting in their direction. Oh no. Kenma puts down his game, already preparing to deal with his drunk boyfriend. Before long, Kenma is up in the air, courtesy of Kuru, and Akashi is knocked into the sand by a giggling Bakuto. Why? Everyone laughs as the rest of the captains make it to the group, taking seats by their boyfriends. The blankets shortly reach their max capacity of 6 people, players bumping knees with each other. Goshiki gets up and sits next to Kaganagawa, averting his gaze with a blush on his cheeks. Kyugiri wastes no time to get up and sit next to Shibayama, the smaller libero squeaking and hurrying to make space for him. Shortly after they've settled themselves, Daisho sits down on Shibayama's opposite side. Hi. Hi. Terashima makes his way toward the blanket where Inashida, Yachi and Kyoko are placed further away from the circle of the others. Takatora and Tanaka immediately bristle and books it next to the ex-managers, attempting to protect their virtues. Terashima ignores them and plops down next to Inashida with a grin. Yo. Dot. Yo? Oikawa falls directly into Iwaizumi's lap, breaking apart the ongoing arm wrestle. Yahiba has to hold Kayotani back before he can pounce on him, pinching his ear to keep him settled. What the hell crap Hikawa? Hajime, I am so deeply in love with you. Oh god. Oikawa slumps heavily into his chest, drawling out professions of love in the most formal Japanese he's only ever heard from him when he's wasted off his ass. He glares daggers at the smirking captains, who were currently hiding their faces behind their boyfriends. What the hell did you guys do? A birthday celebration. So you're telling me that I left my boyfriend with you fucksticks on his birthday and you return him to me like this? But Kaya is so cute like this. More than cute. I am the epitome of grace and beauty. Take notes, Yahiba. Yes, Captain. Yahiba throws up a salute, still pinching onto Kayotani's ear as he begins to growl in Oikawa's direction. Not Oikawa being drunk off his ass and sounding smart. PFFT. Yamaguchi and Tsukishima snicker, having exchanged their headphones for the current entertainment. Captain actually is pretty smart, even though he doesn't act like it. Yeah. He's super great at setting too. I can concur. SHH babe before Iwaizumi starts barking at you again. Ashijima gives Iwaizumi a skeptical look. Iwaizumi glares back. Scary. Let's test this theory. Oikawa? What? Oikawa peeks over Iwaizumi's shoulder to give Suga a plastered, unfocused and dazed look. What's the square root of 169? 13. He answers immediately. Daichi pulls out his phone to verify. He looks up at Suga with surprise. He's right. Everyone else stops talking. How about the square root of 7056? 84. He takes a little longer to respond, what with his constant hiccuping and slurring. Iwaizumi smirks into his neck. As if I would be with someone who isn't smart. Whoa. Great King is so cool. Really? Great King? Still? Jealous King. Hinata ignores them, eyes sparkling at Oikawa who's halfway to toppling both himself and Iwaizumi off the blanket and into the sand. Maki and Matsun had disappeared from the premises at some point after the captains arrived. Kenma, who was no longer in the air and now placed in Kyuru's lap, looks over at them, Kyuru nuzzling at the back of his head. And how many medals are on the periodic table? 94. Oikawa answers immediately yet again. He burps into Iwaizumi's ear then crawls out of his lap to spread out on their blanket. There are alkali metals, alkaline metals, transition metals, lanthanides, actinides, and post-transition metals. Silence befalls the camp. Everyone but Seija alumni and the captains are surprised having already dealt with smart Kawa. What the? Wow. Oikawa-san, are you a genius? Multiple screeches and guffaws follow. Kyuru, Hiroshima and Bakudo break out into laughter. Kita smiles to himself. Adorable and smart. And mine. Iwaizumi was seconds away from growling. Oikawa turns on his side and reaches out to grab the closest person next to him. Iwa-chan, hold me. Except it was Kunimi he touched, who had Kendechi bristling at his side. Wah. And just like that, Oikawa's mood shifts from clingy to flirty. He latches onto Kunimi's side, ruffling his hair and rubbing their cheeks together. Kunimi scrunches up his face then sighs. Drunks. Yeah. Kendechi is still bristling, but makes no move to get the Australian setter off of his boyfriend. Iwaizumi was already about to spontaneously combust. Trashy Kawa, what are you? Extra cute Kawa. At the exclamation, Oikawa moves over to the quiet group and rubs his face on Futakachi's chest. Oh no, ha 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 ha. Futa. Oikawa looks up into Futakachi's eyes, his own eyes blazing, a sly smile on his face. Futakachi turns red. Oikawa was way too cute to be seeing this up close and personal. Everyone freezes at the sight of Iwaizumi, the vein in his forehead bulging as he grits his teeth.
Oikawa.
Futakachi immediately tries to push Oikawa away, glancing anxiously in Iwaizumi's direction when he approaches them. Oikawa lets himself be pushed away and falls into Kajiyama's lap. Tobia'u. Oikawa-san, please. Oi. Shidakawa. Iwaizumi grabs Oikawa's wrist and yanks him back into his chest. Oikawa pouts. attempting to push out of his hold, but Iwaizumi holds him tighter. Iwaizumi, let me go. Teruo. Iwaizumi begins to whine. Hinata grabs Kojima, forgetting about his anger at the boy, and pulls him further away from the two. He wraps his arms around his neck from behind and glares at the couple. Maki and Matsun rejoins the group, hands on their knees and panting. Guys, we have a problem. What the hell is up with Oikawa? Their gaze plants on their former captains. Oikawa is in the middle of throwing a tantrum and aggressively shoving away a distraught Iwaizumi, who looks like he'd rather take a spike to the chest than to let his boyfriend go. Asahi and Yachi are freaking out. Hashiumi, Tanaka, Takatora and Nishinoya are screaming fight 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 at the top of their lungs. Kuru and Bakuto are smothering their boyfriends with kisses. The Semishira and Tsukiyama couples are busting a gut at Iwaoi's expense. It looks like absolute mayhem is unfolding. Oh, he's just drunk. Tendo beams, obvious mirth present on his face. Ashijima is slumped into his side with his head on Tendo's shoulder, seemingly purring at his boyfriend while he plays with his hair. Haha. Nice. What's the problem? Kita is halfway to standing, a concerned look on his face. Maki and Matsun take a moment to look at each other before turning to the group with a grimace. Well, Sakusa turned into a toddler. A moment of silence for our volleyball campers. What? Well, that's it for the video, lovelies. Let me know if you enjoyed it, or if it was absolutely trash. I'll be sure to listen. And if I can get 300 subscribers, part 3 will drop on Monday. Can you do it? Until next time, Hearts Tribe who don't exist yet.